America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides. We got a great show for you tonight, everyone. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. We've been responding to comments at the end of the show recently. I'll be doing that again today. Whether it's a good, bad comment, anything in between, I don't care. I'll respond to any and all comments. So I'll get to those towards the end of the show today. We do have a lot of things to talk about today. I want to talk about the shooting and terror attack that happened at the LDS Church in Michigan. I also want to talk about the genocide that Christians are constantly and currently going through. Christians are some of the most persecuted people in the entire world, and no one wants to speak about it. When you speak about the state of Israel, people call you an anti-Semite. When you say you don't want Muslims taking over cities like Dearborn, Michigan, you're called an Islamophobe. But Christians get slaughtered by the thousands all across the world. Christian and Catholic churches are constantly being shot up, bombed, set on fire, and nobody speaks about it. Nobody does anything to stop it. And to be honest, they try to make it worse. You have people like the ADL who write articles saying that having Christian faith makes you an extremist. Just because you don't align with their views, having Christian faith makes you an extremist, according to the ADL. You want to know how fucking crazy the ADL really is? The ADL put out an article saying Turning Point USA is an extremist organization. Turning Point USA. They are fucking moderates. I mean, compared to me, compared to the rest of the alt-right, Turning Point USA is a bunch of moderates. Are you fucking... They're an extremist organization. Charlie Kirk, one of the most accepting people of all time, someone who would get up to the mic and almost never say an unkind word about anybody else. That's an extremist organization, you guys should be fucking ashamed. It's disgraceful the way the ADL treats Christians. It's disgraceful the way the ADL treats, again, he's dead now, but their golden boy. Charlie Kirk was the defender of Israel. Charlie Kirk was the American man, the GOP man, who used to defend Israel to the very end. Sure, he questioned a couple things towards the end, but to almost no end, he was defending them. He was not saying it was a genocide. He was not calling out all the bullshit that we call out on this show, all the stuff with APEC, the lobbying. He asked a few questions at the end. But again, I don't think that, I don't know, the people who like to say that Charlie was turning, I really don't think he was. Maybe he might have changed one or two thoughts. Maybe he might have turned a little bit, but Charlie was Israel's guy, and it was going to remain that way. And for Israel and the ADL and these Jewish-run companies to now say that Turning Point USA is a extremist group, like, talk about a fucking overreach. Are you serious? Talk about an over-exaggeration. But this is what's happening. They're writing these articles, and people are reading them, and they think it's true. They think if you have Christian faith, you're an extremist. They think if you are a Turning Point member, that you're an extremist. We need to eliminate the ADL's power they have in politics and media and in America. The ADL is one of the most corrupt organizations. They even said saying the words America first is anti-Semitic. When you break that down, a company run by dual citizens, a company run by people who aren't even real Americans, is telling you that if you want to put America, your home country, me as a Native American, again, we're breaking this down step by step, they want to tell me that I can't say that I want to put America, my home country, over everything else. Or else I'm anti-Semitic. Fuck you guys. Fuck the ADL. Fuck you guys. You guys are so corrupt. You are leading to the rise in political violence. You guys are allowing this woke indoctrination bullshit to happen all around the world. You guys are pushing for it, actually. You're pushing for us to be replaced in our own nation. Israel is one of the most corrupt nations. We'll speak about that today, as usual. We'll speak about the agreement that... I don't know how much we're going to speak about this, but we will speak about it a little. We're going to speak about the agreement that Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu seem to have made. But there's a lot of unanswered questions still, and it's only getting crazier by the second. Just now, minutes ago, before I got on to film the show, I got an update that said that Hamas didn't even fucking know about this agreement at all. They had no clue about it. The way they phrased it in that press conference sounded like all three of them knew about it. But no, it sounds like Donald Trump and Bibi, like usual, got together for their slumber party pillow fights and makeout session. They did all that, And then they created this little deal together behind closed doors. And then now Hamas is just being informed at the very end. And again, I'm not crazy worried about like what Hamas wants and doesn't want. I don't fucking care about Hamas. I just don't want the innocent women, children, and journalists to keep getting fucking killed. I honestly don't care about the war at all, minus the fact that we're funding the entire thing. Again, I've said this before. I don't want people to die. I'm a Catholic, but I could at least sleep better at night knowing that I'm not funding it. If America backed out of its relationship with Israel, didn't fund the arms shipments, didn't fund all the financial incentives for Israel, I could sleep a lot better at night knowing we're not funding this entire genocide. So we'll talk about what's happening there. We'll talk about this deal. We'll talk about Hamas's response. We'll talk about what happened during the negotiations and what we heard and saw from Donald Trump. And I'm going to give you guys a quick heads up. It was really fucking bad what we saw from Trump. I don't know if any of you guys watched the press conference. If not, I'm going to show clips of it today. But Donald Trump was like a drunk old guy. Donald Trump, we don't realize how fucking lucky we had it in 2015, 2016. Donald Trump had his shit together at that point. Donald Trump is losing his fucking mind right now, and he's so old. And again, I was watching in 2x speed to catch up because I got on a little late, and I was like, okay, this sounds normal. Once I caught up and I'm in normal speed, you realize how retarded and slow he actually sounds. Donald Trump is no better than what Joe Biden was when it comes to his age and his mental state. We're seeing it in real time. You shake his hand, he gets a bruise. He can't even talk well. He speaks so fucking slow. He's like a drunk old guy at a bar. We'll show clips of it today. If you don't believe me, you'll see it for yourselves. Like I said, we got a lot of different things to talk about. Another crazy thing I want to talk about towards the end of the show today, too. I want to talk about the Hezbollah influencers that just got added to Israel's payroll. Bibi Netanyahu, while on his tour in America, met with a bunch of American influencers. He talked about how they needed to buy TikTok because social media is the biggest weapon and they need to own it. So they talked about how they're in the process of buying TikTok and they need that for their security because they realize the noticing that's happening on TikTok. We have Gen Z people even younger who are realizing Israel's war crimes well before Israel wants them to know what those things even are. Israel has done a good job in the past of pushing propaganda onto the American people, but social media has curbed that a little. And social media didn't always do that because there was major censorship on all these platforms. We talked about that last week and we've talked about it before. But now that you have platforms like X and TikTok, before it was just bought by the fucking IDF, or they instilled someone from the IDF to run the PR for TikTok and run the censorship on TikTok, we actually had real free speech on there. And you saw people reporting the war crimes. You saw people speaking out against the Israel lobby. People would cite statistics like the 61% of Israeli men or the 100% of Thai agriculture. Google this if you don't know what it is. 100% of Thai agriculture workers who worked in Israel. Google that. Seriously. Google that right now, even if you have to leave the show to do it. Google it. It is well worth it. I'm going to give you a little sneak preview to what it is. 100% of them were sexually molested. 100% of the Thai agriculture workers in Israel were sexually molested. 100%. Nobody fucking questions them, though. They own our country, that's why. And they own it because they put our influencers on the fucking payroll. And half the retards in this nation buy it. Half the fucking normies buy it. All the boomers buy it. All the fucking neocons buy it. They all buy Israel's bullshit, but we're not buying it here. We're not buying into it. We're not gonna sell you Israeli propaganda on this show ever. Literally, Bibi Netanyahu could offer me a fucking $1 billion tomorrow and I'd tell him to suck my dick. Fuck that. I will never push Israeli propaganda on this show. My life is... I like my life. I do not want to sell my soul to the devil. I'm sorry. I just would never do it. So we're going to talk about all that today. We have a couple different things we'll talk about towards the end of the show. We're going to sprinkle a lot of videos, pictures in here. I'm going to just be scrolling X as we do the show. I'm switching up how often I go on X and off X during the show. I used to just do it at the end, but I kind of like just doing it during the show, sprinkling it in. I feel like it makes the show more entertaining throughout. We're going to dive right into our topics today. Our first topic I want to talk about, and I'm going to pull it up here, is this attack that happened on the LDS church in Michigan. So I'm going to play this video for you guys real quick. This is the video of the church burning. There's a lot of really weird details with this. A lot of really weird details. People are saying that his neighbors are saying that he was a very normal guy and that they don't think he acted alone is what the neighbors are saying. And the neighbors are also saying that he was not as religious as stated by the media. There's a lot of different conspiracy angles to this and a lot of unanswered questions. But as you can see, the church was burned. Multiple people were shot. Very tragic event. And this is happening as we have a huge spike in the political violence and religious violence as well. We saw the shooting targeting the children at the Catholic school just a few weeks ago. We've had multiple people shoot up churches in the last few weeks that just don't even make the media. It happens all the time. Someone was in a church in my town with a gun a month ago, and it wasn't reported, besides by my local news. Waiting in the lobby, ready for people to come out, only for one person to take him down before anything could happen. It is very sad what's happening, and it's sad that the media does not give a shit. I promise you this, if people were shooting up synagogues every fucking week, if people were shooting up mosques every fucking week, if they were bombing them, setting them on fire every fucking week, if people shit on Jews and people shit on Muslims the way they shit on Christians and murder fucking Christians throughout this entire world, the world would not operate the way it does. Donald Trump would have shut that shit down a long time ago. Israel would have bombed their country a long time ago. Terrorist attacks would have happened a long fucking time ago. Christians are constantly attacked, but we don't revolt. And I'm not saying there's not exceptions to the rule. Yeah, you get your rogue fucking outlier. Good for you on that argument, dipshit. But the fucking entirety of the media ignores the genocide that's happening on Christians. They're being slaughtered by the thousands in Nigeria right now. Did you know that? Did any of the people who watch fucking Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, do they know that? No, because it doesn't get reported there. We have people now just starting to talk about it, bigger influencers like Benny Johnson, people who were close with the White House, but for fucking decades, we have not heard anything about this. You don't get anything in the media about the genocide against Christians. We're seeing it. We're seeing them burn down our churches. A guy drove his fucking truck into the church, shot people, burned the entire thing down. A tranny in America drove to a church full of kids and shot through the window, killing kids in their pews as they're praying. But nobody wants to call out the genocide on Christians. No, we're just anti-Semitic because we call out the Israel lobby. We're Islamophobic because we don't want our cities fucking invaded by Muslims doing prayer calls at 5 a.m. in Dearborn, Michigan, and they're replacing the fucking writing on the badges with Muslim. Or not Muslim, with Arabic, whatever the fuck. Fuck them, get out of my country. It makes me sick what's going on. To my stomach, to my core, it makes me sick. It makes me so upset. And one thing I want to say is I'm so proud of all the Christians in this nation across the world because, like I said, if they were doing this to any other group, they would revolt immediately and they would strike back hard. Christians, what we have done, again, besides a few minor outliers throughout history, what we have done is we have picked up our Bibles, we have picked up our rosaries, and we have prayed. We have prayed to Jesus. We have prayed to Mother Mary. We pray for guidance. We pray to know what to do, the right actions to take. We don't act violently. We pray for the souls of the people who are injured. We even pray for the terrorists themselves who commit these atrocities. We do this because we put our actions and intentions in alignment with the will of God. It's disgusting what's happening in this nation. It's disgusting what's happening in this world. And it's even worse that the media fails to cover it. The fact that a lot of you are going to hear this, the Christian genocide, for the first time on this show makes me so sad. I know a lot of you are already going to know about it because if you found my show, I'm sure you found a lot of other alt-right shows like mine. But for the people who haven't heard about it, I urge you to really look into it. I urge you to look into what Boko Haram is doing in Nigeria. I urge you to look into what's happening to Christians all around the world. What happened to Christian missionaries when they go to Israel, how they just get spit on. It really makes me sick to my core to think that this is going to continue happening. And it's going to continue happening because of, here, let me find it, because of stuff like this. Because we literally have people saying that Turning Point USA is anti-Semitic. an extremist group. So we have people saying here, let me find the ADL Christian page. Yep. Extremism, hate, or terrorism. If you have a Christian identity, you are essentially just a terrorist to the ADL. I think the people who are constantly attacking Christians are the terrorists, actually. I don't think it's the Christians themselves. I actually think we're the people who are trying to stop it. I know a lot of really alt-right people, a lot of Catholics, a lot of Christians. I talk to them all the time. I know a lot of them, hundreds. And guess what? After Charlie Kirk was assassinated brutally in front of our eyes, none of us were Charlie Kirk fans. None of these people that I'm talking about were Charlie Kirk fans. Every one of them, first thing they did, they said they cried, they prayed, or they just went silent. They were in utter shock, disbelief, and disgust. Christians are the non-violent group in this country, but we're painted as the villains in every way. It is disgusting the way this happens. And it's, again, going to continue to happen because, like I just showed you, it's Christian identity is an extremist group now, according to the ADL. The ADL, the same one saying this. The same one saying Turning Point USA is an extremist group. But Antifa isn't. While some Antifa adherents have engaged in violence or vandalism at rallies and events, this is not a norm. Fuck you guys. Again, they do that because they're funding this bullshit. ADL funds Antifa. ADL funds all the terrible practices that happen. They fund all the censorship. If it was up to the ADL, I would not be allowed to have any internet accounts. I would not be even allowed to have a phone. If it was up to the ADL, I would be dead. They hate me. They hate people like me. They don't even know who I am yet, probably, but the second they do, I'll have articles. They fucking hate people who speak out against the Israel lobby. They hate people who question any of their corrupt practices. And guess what? I'll scream America first from the rooftops every fucking day. Not just for Nick Fuentes, not just for America, but I'll do it to say fuck you to the ADL. Fuck the ADL. Fuck everything they stand for. The ADL and all their donors are some of the most corrupt people in this nation who need to be rooted out. Anyone who is a dual citizen in America, again, pick one today. Pick one today. Because if your loyalty doesn't lie with America, get the fuck out of my country. I don't want you here. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, in the most respectful way. If your loyalty does not align with America, if your loyalty is with Israel, if your loyalty is with China, if your loyalty is with any other nation besides America, get the fuck out of my country today and never fucking come back. I don't want you. We don't want your money. We don't need your work. We don't need you to procreate in our nation. If you don't align with American values, if you don't want to save what America was, if you don't want to push America forward, if you want to put foreign nations over ours, again, this is the last time I'll say it, get the fuck out of my country. I do want to show you guys some stuff on here. I want to show you this clip from Bill Maher. I'm going to pop in my headphones really quick. Just getting it set up. One moment. There we go. Sorry, that gets fucked up whenever I don't set that up correctly. I'll figure that out eventually. All right, we're going to watch this quick clip from Bill Maher.
Issue has not gotten on people's radar.
Right, no one's talking about it.
It's pretty amazing. If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. Not, and again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are the Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Because no one will talk about it, so thank you.
Absolutely.
It's Africa. That's why no one's talking about it, and they should be. You can't read about it in mainstream media. It's sad, so thank you for bringing it up.
Well, because the Jews aren't involved. That's why.
Boom.
It's the
Exactly.
Christians and the Muslims. Who cares?
Exactly. When the Jews aren't involved, no one gives a shit. When it's not anti-Semitism and you're not complaining that the Holocaust happened 80 fucking years ago and we can never forget about it, it doesn't get talked about. What is happening to Christians is the biggest genocide of all time. The biggest genocide we have ever seen in our lifetime is what's happening to Christians right now. And no one fucking speaks about it. I've spoke about it on the show before, but I'm going to be 10 times as vocal about it from here on out. Because I am sick to my stomach that nobody is doing shit about it, and we don't have a president doing anything about it. We have a president who is literally bending over for Israel in every which fucking way, but he can't help Christians, and he claims to be a Christian. And he even allows Bibi to use his propaganda against us. And I'm going to explain how fucking stupid there's a lot of things that Bibi said that were really fucking bad today in that press conference. I know I'm jumping around a bit, but I'm going to explain how fucking terrible it was. Bibi said a common saying that a lot of neocons, a lot of really corrupt people will use to try and get Christians on their side. Bibi talked about how in Genesis it says that the people who bless Israel will be blessed. What he ignores is he's talking to a nation that was founded by Christians. He's talking to a Christian nation. And when you believe in Christianity, you believe that the Old Testament was fulfilled and the New Testament supersedes it. It's not a sequel, it supersedes it. So you are directly disrespecting our religion when you quote Genesis in that fashion, saying that we have to support Israel because of that. You're not acknowledging the fact that our entire religion says otherwise. Our entire religion says that the Old Testament prophecy was fulfilled by Jesus on the cross and that the New Testament supersedes it. But no, he doesn't give a shit about that. He didn't learn that in his Hizbara class this week, or maybe he forgot it because he's so fucking old. But it's so disrespectful to Christians, it's disrespectful to America, and it's propaganda. It's Hizbara propaganda. Hizbara propaganda, is literally at its peaks right now. I'm gonna skip around the order of what I thought I'd do the show in, because now that I'm talking about that, I'm gonna start pulling up these propaganda clips to show you guys. This is Bibi Netanyahu right here talking about how TikTok is a weapon that he needs to own. And guess what social media company says he wants to own after TikTok? We'll never let it happen, but X. He wants to own X. Fuck that. X is the last place I can go, and I could say whatever the fuck I want and not get banned for it. It is the last place for true freedom of speech. There's very few things that I get banned for saying on X. It's happened a few times where I get like a 1 to 5 day ban or whatever, but generally it's a true free speech platform.
Influencers? Okay. You said, you talked about the woke right, and you said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant observation. The woke right, because these people, they're not any different from the woke left. They're insane. They're crazy. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure.
When he calls it the woke right, what he's talking about is the alt-right. He's talking about people like me who fucking hate this guy.
That part of the base of our support in the United States.
Like, this is the modern age Hitler. It is. We got to call it what it is. Netanyahu is the closest thing we've ever seen to a true dictator. And it's hard to even, it's hard to phrase it like that because I know I'm going to get a ton of pushback, but Netanyahu is a major war criminal.
That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them.
How do we fight back? We pay you to push propaganda to the American people. Fucking bullshit.
Have a chance to that community. They're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay, and you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are in social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is Class.
Class. See, he's teaching them. He's teaching them. This isn't some like meeting where they're just meeting the leader of a foreign nation. He is teaching them how to push propaganda. He's literally saying, we're buying TikTok. We're buying TikTok so we can stop the talk of the genocide. We're buying TikTok so we can hide the facts.
TikTok.
If you're an American and you accept that, I really question your logic.
TikTok. Number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential.
I would rather have my data sold to the Chinese Communist Party than have them fucking own it any day.
And the other one? What's the other one? That's most important. X. Exactly. Very good. And, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can
talk
get
to
those
Elon,
two things,
try and
we
get
get luck,
censorship.
and I could go on other
Fucking
things, but that's
prick.
not the point right now. We have to fight the fight, okay? Give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends or those who could be our Jewish our friends. Are we going to succeed with everyone? No. Will there be a strong counterpoint? Yes.
Yeah, this guy is literally just trying to sell the influencers a lie. I'm going to play a couple more videos from these influencers. This is from that same meeting. This one's like 3 minutes, so I probably won't play the full thing, but...
Something I would like to raise, which was actually my first published paper, was how you and the Likud party are cut from the same ideological cloth as Trump and the GOP in America. And so specifically with Charlie Kirk's assassination, who was a big mentor of mine, who's my first mentor in the space, evangelicals, from all my research, evangelicals are the reason that Israel has been supported in public sphere outside of just Jews. So with Charlie's assassination and with the kind of trajectory that we see with like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, I guess I'm curious about what's another game plan if we lose evangelical support for the state of Israel. What's our backup plan?
You're going to lose support from the entire country soon, sweetheart. Again, you're ruining all your credibility by sitting in this room. Every one of these influencers right here, and it goes around the table, every one of them lost every ounce of credibility that they built up. And they probably weren't that credible if they were invited to this meeting in the first place, but any one of them who chose to take this meeting and is pushing this propaganda, just know that you sold your soul. You are not promoting American values anymore. You're promoting the values of a foreign nation, and a foreign nation that killed our president, a foreign nation that knew about 9/11, a foreign nation that attacked a United States ship, has spied on Americans, and has infiltrated into the American government and lobbies our politicians.
And to be strong, like outside of the diaspora.
Christian influencers. Okay. You said, we talked about the woke right. And you said, I call it the woke.
Yeah, that's where it goes into the other video we were just watching before. We're going to watch another one. This is directly following the meeting with Bibi Netanyahu. This woman is that opinionated girl. Dumb bitch. She's again, people can get mad at me for calling her that. I don't care. She's retarded. If you watch her videos, you know she's retarded. She's as fucking dumb as it gets. I'm pretty sure she's Jewish, but she wears the cross. I don't know why. But she has plenty of videos in IDF sweatshirts, so it's crazy to wear the sweatshirt of people committing genocide and then wear the cross right after. It seems like you're kind of just a, you go any way the wind blows you kind of slut. You know what I mean?
Meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu as part of a special focus
Imagine being married to that and listening to that voice every day. Ugh.
group for Christian conservative Gen Zers, and we were essentially addressing the concerns that we had, right? There's clearly been a growing divide. He wanted to know why. He wanted to know what Israel could be doing better. He wanted to understand where we were coming from, and to his credit, he did listen to us extremely attentively and took in a lot of what we were saying. And from our end, while of course we were polite and we were there also trying to form more unity, we were asking him the hard questions that a lot of people from our generation have been raising concerns about. For example, and the same way he listened to us and took in our criticisms, I'm truly hoping that you guys will listen to the answer.
We're going to listen, but we're going to pick it apart. Like I said, this girl's a political slut. Anyone who pays her, she'll talk positively about.
AIPAC. AIPAC is something that I see.
That's one of the problems with women in politics. They're way too easy to bribe. I'm not saying it doesn't happen with men. Men take lobbying money all the fucking time. Find me one woman who doesn't.
All the time.
I could give you a couple men who don't. Find me one fucking woman who doesn't take a penny.
Number one, AIPAC is not an Israeli organization. It has no ties whatsoever to the government of Israel.
Like, I mean, the American Israeli Political Affairs Committee has no ties to Israel. I wonder what the I stands for. Israeli. Okay, there's lie number one.
It's not foreign lobbying. It's a lobbyist group that happens to be lobbying for a certain group of people, right? And this is not
A certain group of people, a foreign nation, you mean, you dumb bitch.
unique to Israel. There are multiple countries that do this.
Yeah, but none of them have the control on our government that Israel has. Again, you're a dumb political slut, nothing more.
And there's multiple different groups that do this. For some reason, people just attach on to AIPAC, despite the fact that AIPAC makes up less than 5% of the lobbying. So if
because they fund the entire United States House, and the entire House just went to fucking Israel a week ago instead of taking care of American politics. They're all kissing the wall.
if you have a problem with lobbying like me, that's totally fine. I'm against AIPAC because I'm against lobbying. But you can't just hone in on one specific group. If you're going to be against it, then be against it for everybody.
Yeah, we are against lobbying, but you have to also acknowledge that AIPAC has a literal grab on America's balls so fucking tight, and they will refuse to let go.
Moving on from that, we were asking questions about these rumors that Israel has been going out and funding people. And no, none of us were paid for that meeting, but I wish. Bibi, if you want to write the 150 million check, go for it. But we asked about funding. And as he explained, Israel is not offering to fund anybody. They're not trying to get involved in American political.
I played a video last week of Michael Rappaport talking to his Israel handler, literally offering him money if he said fuck Palestine, offering him money if he said certain words. It happens. Again, just because it doesn't come from Bibi Netanyahu's personal checking account doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Again, lie number two.
Political advocacy groups. That has never happened. And if you're concerned about this, who you should be concerned about is Qatar, because they are doing this. They are going out and funding these universities and these political organizations. Many of these protests / riots that you see destroying our cities, a lot of that has foreign funding from Qatar.
It also has a lot of funding from the ADL. Like, again, shut up, dumb bitch.
And yet people are...
I feel bad I'm calling her a bitch this much, but it's like, you can't be this fucking stupid and be in politics. Again, politics is fucking war the same as business is. It's a cutthroat industry. People tell me to kill myself every day just for doing my show. And I'm not even that fucking crazy compared to some people. So yeah, I don't feel bad that I'm grilling her. Again, she's just stupid. That's best way to put it. She is just retarded.
Are silent about it, or they're pointing the finger at Israel for something that they're not even doing. The last thing that we really touched on was the aid. People don't know this, but Netanyahu's first address to Congress was to say that they didn't want aid. Jimmy Carter, who is a notoriously anti-Israel president, is actually...
If they don't want aid, why don't they just turn it down? Why don't they just give it back to America? If they don't want aid, why'd they take $6.5 billion from us last week? Why do they lobby all our politicians to give them aid? Why do they pay our politicians? Why do they tell our politicians that if they want the full paid trip to Israel, first class private jets, if they want the 5-star hotels and nice meals, that they have to tweet every single day about how positive Israel is if they're not paid? I wonder.
Who started this because he saw that Israel was building up their air force and he didn't want them to. So he gave them aid that they could only use to buy military weapons from us, and they had to agree to shut down.
So they give money to Israel to then give money back to the big corporations who are pushing for more foreign labor. Wow, that really helps us. Again, this is why dumb bitches should not be in politics.
On their manufacturers. So now they're dependent in a way on this aid for military operations that America doesn't want them to lose, because we use it as a leash on them. And I think people need to understand that maybe
Bibi Netanyahu's probably walking Donald Trump out in the back of the White House right now with a leash around his neck saying, go to the bathroom so we can go back inside. Shut the fuck up.
A little bit more, but it was an extremely incredible opportunity. I'm very grateful for his time, and I really hope some positive change comes out of it, and some people will do some more research rather than believing everything they see online.
You see it here. I mean, again, this isn't like a crazy tell, but it's like, Look
And I
at
think
look at
people
the way
need
she
to
plays with her
understand that
hands as
maybe a
she's
little bit
wrapping
more.
this
But
up.
it was an extremely incredible opportunity. I'm very grateful for his time, and I really hope some positive change comes out of it.
A body psychology person or whatever the fuck they're called, they'll be able to tell you instantly that that's someone lying, that's someone acting nervous, you're fucking fiddling around, hiding your fucking finger. Like, shut up. Everything this bitch said was just a lie. Besides the fact that she met with Netanyahu, everything that Netanyahu told her was a fucking lie. Why? Because she's a Hezbollah activist now. She's pushing Israeli propaganda. Again, this is a girl who's wearing IDF sweatshirts in her TikToks, but then she puts on a fucking little cross every now and then to try and get right with the Christians. Your entire religion contradicts ours. So, like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, why are you wearing this if you are pro-IDF? Does not make sense to me at all. I don't know. This entire Hezbollah campaign that's happening is pretty fucking insane. It's crazy that this is just allowed in American politics in America, that they're allowed to push propaganda to the American people, foreign propaganda to Americans. I do want to go on a little bit. Been skipping around on these videos a bit, but here, we're gonna, let me see. I got another one somewhere right here. Yeah, let's go here. I want to talk about this a little bit as well. This has to do with something Matt Walsh was doing. He was getting a lot of shit for it. Matt Walsh tweeted this out. Pretty interesting to me. It's true as well, but everyone was like, you're an Islamophobe for saying this. The mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, I'm not going to try and pronounce these people's fucking names, but just know it's a Muslim-ass name. The mayor of Dearborn, Michigan is Abdullah something. The guy running against him in the mayoral race is Nagy something. The mayor's chief of staff is Zayanab something Hussein. The police chief is Issa Shaheen. He oversees the commander of the patrol division, Madao Bazi. The public health director is Ali Abazid. And don't forget the city council members, Kamal I can't pronounce that, and Mastufa. Again, yeah, exactly. Is this what our founding fathers had in mind? No. I want all these people the fuck out of my country, to be honest. Again, Muslims don't assimilate into American culture, and they are taking over America. Like, literally, this is a clip I was going to show you later, but I'll pull it up right now. This is a clip from the Michigan chief of police.
When I joined the department, Dearborn's Arab American population was nearly 50%, yet less than 3% of our police. It's now a department that reflects and embraces the community it serves, with 45% of our officers being Arab American. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I'm proud to serve as your chief of police. When I joined the department, Dearborn's Arab American population was nearly...
It's crazy. Again, we have a American police chief speaking Arabic to Americans. We're losing our country in real time. We're being replaced in real time. People who don't think I'm right on this. I'm going to show you guys just a couple videos.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allah.
I don't even want to listen to that shit. Like, it's just like demonic, satanic bullshit. Like, these people need to get the fuck out of my country. I don't want any of these people in my country. I really don't. This is New York City being invaded. I showed you Dearborn, Michigan being invaded. Being invaded by real time by Muslims. It is. We have these people taking over fucking cities, doing calls to prayer at 5 in the fucking morning, and you're called an Islamophobe if you say they shouldn't do it. They're shutting streets down in the middle of the day so these fucking people could pray in the streets. It's fucking disgusting. Makes me sick to my stomach. And again, this all comes, it's like, you talk about this, I'm going to be called an Islamophobe by a couple people at least for saying this. But nobody's going to speak about what's happening to Christians. Nobody's going to speak about it. We spoke about it at the beginning of the show, and I'm going to continue to speak about it going forward. But nobody's going to speak about that. They'll call me an Islamophobe for saying that stuff. They'll call me an anti-Semite for shitting on Bibi. but nobody's going to actually talk about the Christian genocide that's happening, and that makes me so sad. I want to go back and talk about what I was talking about a little bit in the beginning. I want to talk about this meeting that Trump and Bibi Netanyahu had. They met at the White House today. They said they came up with a plan where the IDF would leave the Gaza Strip. They would be kind of on the outskirts. They would have a perimeter. It seemed like a deal that aligned way more with what Israel's looking for than the Palestinians. And the way this press conference went, they said they had a deal made. Bibi kind of looked pissed off during it. Trump looked like a drunk old guy. It was a really bad showing. Let me pull up a clip of, let's see. Let's pull up a clip of this, actually.
You're a scholar. You would say thousands of years. Israel would have my full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas. But I hope that...
Like, is this what we remember Trump like? Trump in 2016 was like a fucking powerhouse. He came out and he spoke with confidence. He had, like, literally a ball sack full of confidence everywhere he went. And then look at this.
Destroying the threat of Hamas. But I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace. And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not...
And then we find out shortly after this that they had not been informed about the deal until the press conference. Earlier in the press conference, they stated that all parties were involved in negotiations, and they said that Israel and America had accepted the deal. And then we find out from the media that no one in Palestine has heard of this fucking deal until they saw it on the media. This is the thing I was just talking about. So the IDF current line of control, initial withdrawal, hostage release, and then second withdrawal when ISF mobilized per standard set in Trump plan. And then third withdrawal, security buffer zone. Again, it does not seem like, I don't think they're going to accept it. I really don't think Hamas is going to accept that. Maybe they do, and I'll be surprised. But I don't know. It seems like it aligns a lot more with what Israel was looking to happen and not really with what Palestine was looking to happen. But yeah, Donald Trump said in that if Hamas doesn't accept it, then they will allow Israel to just kill everybody there. Finishing off the genocide. Because that is the definition of a genocide. Wanting to kill or relocate millions of people is a genocide. Even if it wasn't millions, it would still be a genocide. But it is. It is millions. And that's really sad what's happening. I'm going to talk a lot more about this topic tomorrow. Like I said in the beginning, I only want to touch on it briefly because there's so much conflicting information. We had the press conference with Trump and Bibi where Trump really looked like shit and they said all this. But then we have directly conflicting information coming from the other side saying, we've never even heard of this deal. Let me check while I've been filming for 45 minutes. Let me see if a deal's been made by that side. No, it would be the number one trending thing. Yeah. Looks like they have not made a deal. I don't know. I just checked. There is some interesting headlines. We'll talk about these as towards the end of the show after we respond to some comments. I'm going to close out tabs of stuff we've already saw because I'm going to show you guys some of the other stuff I've lined up for you here. Got a few different things. I want to talk about that kid for sure. There's this new kid in politics. Very, very weird how fast this kid rose up in his career. Oh, here's what I was talking about earlier about how Bibi uses the Bible against us. But it's like, again, it's so conflicting. You using this verse against us just shows that you don't respect our religion. Because if you respected our religion at all, you would know that we look at it as when Christ died on the cross, the prophecy was fulfilled for the Old Testament. And the New Testament supersedes it. But no, he doesn't actually give a shit. He just repeats his bar of talking points.
Since October 7th, Israel's enemies have learned a hard truth. Those who attack us pay a heavy price, but those who partner with us
They actually learned that after JFK, after you guys put a bullet in his head because he wanted to inspect Dimona.
advance progress and security for their peoples. President Trump just said it. It's also in the Bible. It says, those who will bless you will be blessed, and those who will curse you will be cursed. And that's actually what is happening. We want the blessings. I think we've done a lot.
If you don't bless us, if you don't give us your money, if you don't say we're good people, if you say anything against our terrorist state, you will face death, essentially, is what BB is saying. The Samson option's a real thing. Again, they got to acknowledge. I would have loved to. You want to know what would have been cool? If Donald Trump slapped fucking handcuffs on him right then and there. Imagine the aura Donald Trump would have arresting the biggest war criminal to exist right here. Donald Trump could have arrested him right then and there. But no, the Samson option would have happened. They would have just nuked us because Israel's a bunch of crybabies who says that if they aren't getting their way, they're just going to nuke the entire world. If they're ever losing a war or they ever feel fear for their lives, they're just going to nuke us all. They don't care about the consequences. They don't care about the people. They don't care about what happens. They just care about themselves. It's very clear. If they actually cared about the consequences of their actions, they would just stop lobbying our fucking politicians because they know everyone hates it. I want to talk about this a little bit. I want to talk about, how do you even say his name? Brylin Hollyhand? Brylin Hollyhand? I don't fucking know. Again, I don't want to like shit all over that. He's a young kid. He's just getting into politics. But there is a lot of weird, sketchy shit with him. So he immediately posted this video. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up his initial video that sparked this controversy. This is from the video. That's a screenshot of it. Let's see. Here we go.
What's up, America? It's me, a fellow Republican. I'm about 30,000 feet over.
See, that's the thing. If you're going to try and be relatable, don't wear your master shirt on a private jet with your $5,000, $15,000 watch, whatever it is. Just saying. You want to be relatable, don't fucking prop your leg up like a girl. Don't wear a $5,000 to $15,000 watch. Don't wear a master. This polo costs $500 at a minimum. People don't realize that if you don't know the prices. The Masters makes their money on the gift shop and the tickets. It's not the food and concessions like most other venues. This guy paid, his dad probably paid, but upwards of $500, $600 for this polo. And then again, he's on a private fucking jet. Not relatable at all in any way. And then he immediately goes and says he is in full support of Israel. He says that he's against the alt-right. He says he wants to fill the shoes of Charlie Kirk, or that nobody could fill the shoes, but that he wants to do what he can to be in that role in some form. This kid is very close to ruining his entire reputation. People need to realize the pattern where America is going right now. The alt-right is correct. The alt-right is the truthful part of the right. The neocons are not. They're the lobbied part. We're the part that is against lobbying. We're the part that is against foreign nations. We want America to succeed. And for America to succeed, it needs to be a nationalist country. And this kid does not fucking get that. This kid wants America to continue to allow politicians to be lobbied by AIPAC. He wants to just accept the narrative that Donald Trump was Epstein's informant and that Epstein wasn't an informant. This kid is just, again, he's going to become a GOP shill, nothing more. It's very sad to see. This kid could have a bright future ahead of him if he actually just started telling the truth. But no, he's about to ruin his entire reputation early. And it kind of seems like that's already happening. You have people like Chief Trumpster, huge accounts on X, who are calling him out very early and talking about how wrong this person is. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. We're going to keep a close eye on how this entire story develops with this kid, where he goes. But yeah, so far this kid has been like a Ben Shapiro shill, Mark Levin shill. Again, he is saying he directly supports the state of Israel, everything they're doing, and they're lobbying within America. He doesn't seem to be like a real America First politician in any way. Let's see, what else did I have? I feel like I had a couple other videos I wanted to show. Let me see, I feel like I might have saved them in my bookmarks. If not, we'll just go on to the comments in the other videos. Actually, there was another topic I wanted to talk about. It doesn't really have to do with, let's see if we can pull it up. Van said this about Ukraine the other day, yeah. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance confirms the U.S. is considering supplying Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine, with the final decision resting with President Trump. These long-range missiles could significantly boost Ukraine's defenses amid ongoing tensions with Russia. For people who don't understand what these missiles are, they could reach into Moscow. They could really do some serious damage to Putin. But what people also need to understand is that Russia would roll the fuck over Ukraine like that if Donald Trump wasn't stopping them from doing it right now. The only thing stopping them from absolutely just rolling over Ukraine like that is the United States' intervention in it right now. And the more we get involved in this, the worse this thing is going to escalate. Because if they do that, if the United States gives Ukraine the power to hit Moscow, to hit major cities in Russia, they are just going to flatten out Ukraine. Donald Trump will be signing Ukraine's death warrant by doing this. I don't think any Ukrainian should die, but if Ukrainians want to keep taking our money, again, and if they want to do it, they could fucking, I don't know. I don't want to get involved, so I'm going to say we shouldn't do it. I was going to say that maybe we should just do it to let this entire thing end, because they'll just get steamrolled, but that's terrible. I don't want that to happen. I want the war to end. I don't want people to die, but realistically, Ukraine is about to get fucking flattened, absolutely bulldozed, because Russia's a powerhouse. Russia has the ability to flatten them in a day, and they just haven't. They've shown restraint. Ukraine acts like they're winning the war in any way. They are not. Ukraine is losing on all fronts. So this is only going to end up really, really bad for them. We'll get to all the other stuff about Bibi and Donald Trump's meeting in tomorrow's show. And I'm also going to report tomorrow more on this LDS shooting. Again, we're waiting on more details. There was a lot of initial information with this LDS shooting at the Mormon church. But now we're getting these weird conflicting reports from neighbors and all these things. So I want to do what I can to report as honestly as possible. So I'm going to wait to finish reporting on that. And same thing with this Bibi Trump meeting. We heard that all parties were involved, only to hear that Hamas and Palestinians did not even fucking know about it. So we're going to wait until we get more information there. I do want to just show a couple other videos that I have for the, I have two more right here, and maybe we'll see if anything pops up when I'm looking for headlines. But this is a video of a Secret Service agent woman. This is one of many reasons why women shouldn't be in Secret Service positions, police positions. When you call the police and imagine a 5'3" fucking woman shows up. Is that what you want? Someone broke in your house, 4 men broke in your house, and a 5'3" woman shows up. Is that what you want? Not even holding her gun. Yeah, they even mentioned they're her hair not put away, jewelry. This is who's defending us? This is who's defending the president? It's disgraceful. We need strong men to be in these positions. Men. Strong men. Women have plenty of positions in this world. Guess what, honey? Secret Service is not one of them. It should not be one of them. Police officer should not be one of them. Unless you're an undercover hooker, what are you fucking doing? If I call the police and a woman shows up to my door, I'm more likely to be able to handle the guy who just broke in than you. Are you fucking kidding me? What are you gonna do? Seriously, what are you gonna do? And I'm not saying every woman is short and scrawny. There might be some taller women who might have a little more muscle. What are you gonna do? That robber, that burglar, that murderer, that whatever is going to overpower you. And it's It comes down to how humans work. We have different amount of bones, different muscle structures, different hormones. Women are physically weaker than men. They are. I think it's crazy that people want to call you misogynistic for saying that. Women are physically weaker than men. Could women ever kill all men? No. Men never would, but could men kill all women? In a heartbeat. It should never happen. It will never happen. It would be the worst thing to ever happen. We need women for a lot of reasons. Women are a very productive part of society, just not in some of the places that they really want to be in. We don't need women in Secret Service. We really don't need women in politics. We don't need women in certain positions. We do need more women to get married. We do need more women to be mothers. We need more women to be voices for young women in their community. There's so much demonic influence happening in this world. If we don't have women speaking up for young women, we're going to have these young women who go out and they have 50 bodies by the time they're 18 years old. We're going to have women who post their nudes on OnlyFans at 12:01 in the morning right after they turn 18. We need more strong women speaking up for young women, more strong women being mothers, more strong women being good wives. That's what we need in this nation right now. People want to ignore gender roles like they're not real. They are very, very real things. My dog is moving around over here. That's what I keep glancing at. My dog is going crazy right now. Smelling something. She smells something. But this is one of the last videos I want to show you guys. It's not really political, but it's just sad. We all know who Theo Vaughn is. If you don't, you live under a fucking rock. You're probably a little dumb. But Theo Vaughn is a comedian, and this was really sad. So I just want everybody to pray for him today.
I don't know what to tell you about that, man. I'm having a long month. I'm trying not to take my own life. So I just want to get these
People laughed at that, but that wasn't a joke when he said that. Theo Vaughn has struggled with addiction almost his entire life. He's gone a few years sober, and that has been very good for his health, but it seems here he could be under the influence of something, and he is talking about struggling with the idea of taking his own life. So everyone please pray for him, pray for his family, pray for his mind. I'm not the biggest Theo Vaughn fan in the world. I love a lot of his comedy, though. I love his dedication to the UFC, but nobody, I don't care what you think of the guy, nobody should be dealing with that, and he's obviously struggling. You know, this was at a Netflix special, so, I'm sure they're going to have to cancel the special. Apparently, the whole show was kind of a wreck. It seems he's really going through something, so I want everybody to, again, just say a prayer for him today. That's been the entire show. I do want to respond to comments and check if there's any headlines. Before I do that, I'm going to go over what we talked about. We talked a little bit about the Mormon church shooting. We talked about the Christian genocide. I told you guys a couple things to look up. You should definitely look those things up. And also check out some of Eating Carol's videos and Nick Fuente's videos on these things. Very good people to listen to. I'm sure if you listen to me, you've already listened to those people. We talked about how the ADL is pushing the rise in violence against Christians, how the ADL is now making Turning Point a extremist organization. We talked about Bibi's weaponization of the Bible, him and Donald Trump lying about the reality of this deal, and we'll see what the deal actually ends up being. We talked about Trump possibly signing Ukraine's death warrant, the Hezbollah influencers, this new kid, Hollyhand or whatever, who's in politics. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about the Muslim takeover in Dearborn and in New York City. We're going to check if there's any headlines. I do want to, let me respond to some comments first, actually. Let's do that. We actually had some decent comments this week, so let's, or over the weekend. This guy was responding in my last episode to me. I showed a picture of a guy and I said, this guy just looks like a terrorist. It's kind of a joke. A little bit serious, but kind of a joke. But this guy goes, James, I like things you say and I dislike things you say. I would say you are pretty intelligent. Thank you. Smart guy right there. But going after a man's looks takes a lot of credibility away from you, for me at least. Again, you have good takes, but that brings me back. You have good takes that brings me back again and again. First of all, I just want to say I appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate your feedback as well. Whether it's positive or negative feedback, I always appreciate it, and I always look for that feedback. It was a joke. I responded to that comment on there. I mean, me saying that, it was, again, I'm not going to say the entire thing's a joke. There's a baseline level of truth to it in my mind. But it was a joke for the most part. I try and mix in my humor. I don't write scripts. I riff and I rant. In front of me, I have 5 post-it notes. One of them says Mormon church shooting. One says Christian genocide. One says talk about Hamas deal. One says Hezbollah influencers. And the other says respond to comments. So it's like, I don't have a lot of notes in front of me. I have my few talking points, and then I just fucking go on a roll. If something comes out that I don't like, I don't really edit it out. I just keep it in there. So I agree with partially what you're saying. I could see how that could take credibility away in a sense. But, and I mean this in the most respectful way, look a little less into it with things like that is generally just me trying to shine my humor into the show. But I do appreciate you listening and coming back again and again. That means a lot. I'm going to respond to one where this guy was being a dumbass. So this guy was shitting on one of my shows, and then he went and watched like 5 other episodes and commented on every fucking one of them, the same stupid shit. And I just kept responding, you're a low IQ moron. But he goes, it's been the same for decades. You walk through a neighborhood with a certain color on, you'll get shot. People are in this age invested in politics as much as they are with gangs, family, etc. You can say what you want as free speech, but there's always consequences for the contents of that speech. And I responded saying that's a crazy low IQ thing to say that we should say political violence is okay just because you don't like the speech. And he didn't directly say that word for word, but that seems to be the implication of what he is saying. And then he went and then he fucking commented on every other one, saying like, I would kill myself if I had to listen to you debate. Okay, bitch, try and debate me. Try and debate me. You would get absolutely fucked. If you debated me on any topic of your choosing, you would get bent over a barrel like Trump with Bibi. No offense, you're a low IQ retard. And I'm sure you're not the dumbest guy. I'm sure you have some decent takes. But all your comments that you left were pretty fucking retarded. And yeah, I don't feel bad about saying that. Someone commented that I'm starting to get cocky with what I'm saying about Candace Owens. Again, I like Candace. I say that all the time. I like Candace. I dislike how she treated Nick Fuentes. I dislike a couple of her theories, and I think a couple of them lack credibility. But that does not mean I fucking hate the person, like saying I'm getting cocky with it. Again, we're all wrong on shit. You can go back to some mild episodes. I've been wrong about certain things, so like, fuck you. No, not fuck you. I'm sure you're a good guy. But you get what I'm saying. It's like, oh, and then he goes, I think I would suggest 3.5 grams of magic mushrooms so they can slap some humility in you. He wants me to have an ego death. Ugh, dumbass. Again, stupid fucking comment, but whatever. Let's see. We got a few more. Let me, pull up the rest of these. Someone goes, in quotes, they go, shut the fuck up, Serena, saying what I said last week in my show. That was a great segment, the Serena Williams segment. She just wrote that joke for us. LMFAO, agree with everything you say except about Candace. She's always seemed sincere to me. What do you think she's wrong about? Genuinely curious. And then I explained that I thought the theory was a little too far-fetched. I like her, I just don't like the theory. Kind of same thing I said. And I said, I'll be the first to admit if I'm wrong. Like, if I'm wrong and Candace's theories are correct, if it was some fucking B theory where someone shot him from under the ground, again, I'll be the first person to send her a bottle of Macallan fucking 18. I'll send her whatever bottle she wants. I'll send her ribs. I'll send her anything. I don't care. But, like, at the same time, we can all acknowledge that this is politics. It's war. This is not, I'm not in this fucking game to, like, suck up to anybody. If I don't see her theory as credible, I'm not gonna just be like, yeah, I think it's credible just because people want me to. So yeah, like that's the beauty of politics and shit like this, is we can debate about these things. I might not agree with all my viewers. Not all my viewers might not agree with me. I don't agree with Candace. Candace might not agree with me. But we can talk about these things. I say it all the time. Comment on my show, I'll respond to it like this. If you comment that I want to debate you, as long as I talk to you for like 5 minutes on the phone first and I can tell you're not an absolute fucking creep, I'll debate. I don't even have to like talk to you on the phone, maybe over the email or whatever the fuck it is. I just got to know that you're not a real fucking creep. I don't want to debate like a weird creep, but I'll debate anybody, really. And it's not even I don't want to debate a creep because I think I'd lose. I just don't want to get fucking stalked by some weirdo. Let's see, someone said that Erica Kirk is more nuts than me because I was sad that Charlie Kirk died. It's like, again, like, stupid fucking retarded comment. Stupid retarded comment. Someone else commented, on an older episode I had, they said they gave me the timestamp. And everyone who's still listening, go check this out, because this is kind of crazy. If you go back to my episode, let me pull it up here. Let me pull up exactly which one it was. Elon Musk and Peter Thiel's attack on Nick Fuentes exposed, episode 105. Someone commented at timestamp 24 minutes, 50 seconds that I said this. Let me just pull it up, actually, for you guys. Let's just pull it up. Why not? Let's pull up a clip of my own show. Let's get cocky for a second. Let's get cocky. Back, baby. Welcome to 24. We'll go to 24, like 30. Harrison Smith. He's on Rift TV. He's a political commentator that he cannot go acknowledges it publicly. We all know Charlie Kirk would never do it. Charlie has Israeli donors that he cannot go back on. Someone even, what's his name? Harrison Smith. He's same outfit. Look at it. Look at that beauty. Same outfit. What a coincidence. No, I wear this tie all the time. I love this tie. Probably different shirt, but same tie. He's on Rift TV. He's a political commentator. He even reported yesterday that inside sources close to Charlie Kirk are telling him that the reason Charlie won't speak out against Israel is he's scared that Israelis and Mossad will kill him, which I believe it does not sound foreign to Israel. See, I look into my crystal ball every night and I say, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And they just tell me these. See, I just... Again, if you want a source in the media who's going to predict shit like an oracle, I'm right here, bitch. I'm right here, baby. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Israelis or Mossad to kill an American to push their agenda forward. That's what... Yep, that's crazy. It's actually crazy that I called that to a fucking T. That's all the comments I'm going to go through for today. I'm going to check if there's any headlines that have popped up while we've been filming. Let's see. I didn't show this earlier. This is the guy they're saying, that they said did the shooting. And I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying there's some weird unanswered questions that I want to know before I do a full report on it. And when I do have it, I'll do a full deep dive. Hollywood's trending. Let's see. It's probably going to be about, Donald Trump put, let's see, what is this? Donald Trump put 100% tariff on all movies not made in America. Let's check this thread out. So this is the tweet I showed earlier from Matt Walsh. People who try to convince Americans that the primary threat to their lives as Muslims are almost always those eager to convince Americans that they have the same enemies as Israel must thus unite with Israel in its wars, or two, that those who work with people with that agenda. And then you go one more out. You got me, Glenn. I'm opposed to building an Islamic State right in the middle of the American heartland because of my love for Israel. It couldn't just be that I'm concerned about my own country. Your Israel fetish has rotted your brain. And then Nick Fuentes goes, you constantly talk about how cities like Dearborn or Minneapolis are run by Muslims, which is a problem. But why don't you ever talk about government, academia, media, Hollywood, and finance being run by Jews? Did the Founding Fathers intend on that arrangement? He'll never get an answer. Dan Bilzerian, bingo. Let's retweet that. Because, again, he won't answer it. You want to know why he won't answer it? Because Ben Shapiro and the entire Mossad team are standing behind him as he puts all his tweets out there. I guarantee Mossad has to check all Matt Walsh's fucking tweets before he puts them out there. Because he works for the Daily Wire, which is an Israeli media company, essentially. It doesn't look like there's anything else right now we got. I thought maybe we would get Ew, what is this? Let's check this out. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Border Patrol conducted Operation Midway Blitz patrols on Chicago streets and the Chicago River, targeting undocumented immigrants with criminal records and resulting in over 500 arrests since early September. Okay, that's good. That's good. I wish it was a lot higher. It's probably way fucking 500. That's actually not that good now that I'm thinking about it. Like, 500 in all of Chicago? Fuck you guys. Come on. Trump vows to block federal funding for New York City if Zohran Mamdani wins mayoral race. Self-proclaimed New York City communist Zohran Mamdani, who is running for mayor, will prove to be one of the best things to ever happen to our Republican Party. He is going to have problems with Washington like no mayor in the history of our once great city. Remember, he needs the money from me as president in order to fulfill all of his fake communist promises. He won't be getting any of it, so what's the point of voting for him? This ideology has failed always for thousands of years. It will fail again, and that's guaranteed. President Trump. I really hate Mamdani. I don't love what Trump's doing, but I don't like Mamdani at all. But I do think that it's not again, we need the president to take action. That's what I do know. What I know for sure is we need the president to take action. Let's see what we got in the timeline real quick before we sign off. Let's see what Mehdi Hassan is saying. Some of this is actually pretty good. Palestinians don't have to leave. Some of it is pretty bad. Tony Blair is going to help run Gaza. And in the end, once again, it all comes down to whether Israel accepts or rejects it or even abides by the conditions it never does. That's also another true thing that I just should have said earlier, and I didn't. I don't know why I was thinking it as well. But Israel doesn't, follow up on their promises. Israel does not keep their promises often. Rarely do they keep their promises. Oh, this was fucking crazy. Emily Saves America posted this. If you don't know who Emily Saves America is, she's a pro-Israel shill. Conservative girls do it better. This is what conservative girls are to Emily. This is not conservative women. That's conservative right there. That's conservative. This see-through fucking top, that stomach showing, that's conservative. This amount of makeup on 3 dumb bitches, that's conservative. Stay away from traps like this, fellas. Stay away from women LARPing as Christians who are actually just whores. And I mean that in the most respectful way. Stay away from whores who are acting as if they're not. Whether they're whores for money, whores for dick, or just whores in general. Like these 3 women, stay the fuck away from them. YouTube pays Trump $24.5 million in 2021 suspension settlement. Okay. Let's get Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones back on the fucking platform, though. How about that? EA, okay, this is actually crazy. EA is going private with Saudi buying them out. This is an interesting thing I want to talk about for a second because I'm a video game guy. I love video games, and I like EA games. I've been playing Madden my whole life. Love EA games. They've gotten woke and gay, and I don't know. The Saudis buying them, I don't know. Maybe it won't be woke and gay anymore. That's the only thought I have with that, I want these things to generally stay in America, but I also want video games to not be woke and gay, so, until America stops being woke and gay, it's not the worst thing. Some people are going to shit on me for that. Let's see, we'll check this out, and then Nick will be on Glenn Greenwald's show today at 7 p.m. Wow, huge collab. Holy shit. Okay, everyone tune into that today. I'm going to put on my show earlier than 7 p.m. because usually I do it at 7, but I don't want to take the spotlight from that. We're going to watch this clip, and then I'm going to sign off today.
Who look like you, men who look like you, men who vote like you, and men who sound like you. White men. Something is broken. Something is cracked.
Yeah, black men. Something is broken with you guys. Something is cracked.
Deep inside, when so many of you believe the answer to fear, to loss, to change is violence.
We're the violent party? Are you fucking kidding me? He's saying white people are violent. Look at the FBI crime data. The overwhelming amount of violence in this nation is from black people who are a minority race. Matt Walsh wrote, black men are an order of magnitude more violent than white men. Yep, boom. That's going to be all the things we talk about today. I'm going to sign off. It's been a great show. We had a lot of different things we talked about. Great show. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the show. I'll be responding to comments in every episode from here on out, and I respond directly on the platforms as well. We seem to get the most traction on Spotify, so to everyone listening, whether you're on Rumble, Spotify, X, Kick, Twitch, it doesn't fucking matter. Just know I truly appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who listens, even if they don't agree with my views. We should have my liberal friend Matt on tomorrow, most likely. If not, it's going to be slightly later this week. Me and him have very different schedules, so it's a little hard to find a time that works, but I'm going to get that down. I like to have him on to debate some things. I want to talk to him about Charlie Kirk. I want to talk to him about the current state of America first, the current state of America, and what he thinks about this Israel deal as well. But I'm going to sign off today. It's been a great show, great day. Hope you guys have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.